So for organizations that are struggling with applying DDD principles or feeling overwhelmed by the complexity of doing development differently, there are a range of things that you can do. The first thing to realize is if it seems like it's being too complex, then step back from it and look at the very fundamental aspects of it. And the fundamental aspects of it are that you are really trying to understand the context in which you're working, and do your best with understanding that, with whatever tools you have. You're trying to work with and support local opportunities and local people. So think about who it is that you're working with and what it is that they're interested in. And you are trying to basically create the space and ability for you to learn and iterate as an organization or a program when you're operating in these environments. So that means that you look at your schedules and you clear some time and you make sure that you structure in this kind of learning space and time for you to get together with your teams or your projects and actually just kind of think through where you are and where you need to get to.
If you're thinking as an organisation about a sort of change process in line with the Doing Development Differently principles, focus much more on how do you create processes internally where people can ask the right questions, can connect up with each other, can build alliances. Think more about the people, the culture, the sorts of working practices and incentives that will help you to work in this way.
One of the things that's important to remember, and everybody always says it, is not to be afraid of failure, and also to try and allow yourself the opportunity to change the way that you're doing things. Now that may be beyond your control, that might be down to where you're getting your money from, but if it is, then honest conversations and brokering honest conversations is really quite important.
The beautiful thing about this is that it is unbelievably complex and things go wrong all the time. For organizations that feel overwhelmed by that, tomorrow is a different day. And I really mean that, you know. One day is great and we feel elated because we see people being empowered, and the next day the world falls apart.
Building trust takes time. When you come in and do a week-long mission, you're not going to get very far. So if you're a government official and, you know, when we come in on day one, you're going to tell us one thing. When we come in at the end of week one, you're going to tell us another thing. Month one, month three. And that stuff is sort of painstaking and, you know, time-intensive work.
Don't just adopt a new approach because it sounds great. Because the problem is going to be the thing that mobilizes your people into the change process. We do hear of organizations that say we're trying this, but we really just can't get any traction. I say, well, have you constructed the problem? Do people know why they're doing this? You have to create that message.